Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel for another reaction. We're taking on another first for the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it is a long time coming for me as a metal fan to finally dive into this band, and we're actually talking about Meshuggah. After being a fan for metal for many years and years, I've never actually quite looked into these guys. Like, I know they've been around for decades. They're one of the top pioneers when it comes to metal music, I would say, but I never actually dove into them. I never really went into their sort of genre. I know they're categorized as, like, you know, industrial metal, I believe, or, you know, in that kind of like, you know, genre, I would say, but I never actually went into them. To be honest, I don't really even know what categorizes as industrial metal. You know, I would consider those to be more like a Slipknot-y type, you know, kind of sound. You know, I could be completely wrong on that, but either way, if you guys didn't see my previous video, I went in to check out my first look at Tool for the first time in my over now. I know they've been around for years as well, and it's kind of shocking that I never heard them as well as either, but they're not typically a sound that I would go out of my way to listen to personally, but it kind of surprised me in a way because my expectations for them were sounding a little bit different. I was expecting them to be a lot more heavy. I was expecting them to do a lot more of the gent stuff, so maybe they're just that old school 80s, you know, classic kind of metal sound with them, but I could have maybe confusing them with these guys. You know, maybe they'll do that kind of like hardcore, you know, early metal kind of sound I've been hoping for, but you know, who knows? We just gonna have to wait and see. But who knows, I might like these guys a little bit more, and they might have to check out some more of the stuff. They might reel me in slowly. They might pull me in, and I might have to check some more Meshuggah out for you guys as well. But yes, I'm a fan of heavy stuff. I'm a fan of some gent stuff as well. I never really typically heard, you know, a typical like a gent band. You know, I would typically categorize that as more like, you know, after the burial, that type of sound, the type of, you know, play style. Consider that kind of gent, in my opinion. I don't know, I could be wrong on that as well, but when it comes to gent, I think of them. But who knows? We might have to get some new surprises for us today, ladies and gentlemen. I could be completely wrong on everything. They could be a completely whole different sound. I don't know. We're just gonna have to wait and see. But I chose, you know, typically a newer one. I believe this is on one of the recent records that came out not too long ago, but it still has a lot of views on it. But if there's any other popular ones from back in the day that you guys want me to react to, be sure to let me know down in the comments. I just chose a modern one just because I want to see what they sound like now, and then I could go back and check out maybe some older stuff and see what kind of, you know, stuff, you know, kind of like what sounds similar, what stuff they changed. You know, but I like that modern sound. I like that modern, you know, metal tone. So who knows? We're just gonna have to wait and see what this new one has to bring, ladies and gentlemen. But before we start, be sure to subscribe button. I appreciate it, and it's really helped me out. And if you like Meshuggah, be sure to leave a like on this video. As well, if you're new here, thank you for stopping by, checking out. Supposed to be this we're just getting started on these heavy bangers, ladies and gentlemen. No time wasting. Let's get right into it. This is my first ever look at the band Meshuggah, Broken Cog. Ooh. There's the deepness. Maybe this is what I was hoping for. Let's get it. Build up the anticipation. Let's get it. Bringing that little ambient lead action. That sounds kind of a little after the burial lead, in my opinion. Kind of similar, like, leads and tones. Maybe that's where they get their inspiration. Bring those tribal drums in. Bringing the ambience. Dark, mysterious light. No spooky element. Love that rhythm though, it's so meaty. It sounds so angry. Where we going, boys? You're building up? Something spicy? Love that dark atmosphere, though. Almost sounds like a sermon he's speaking. Who is a goose? We got ambient lead yet again. Very groovy though. Bring that dark tone. It's like we're going in. Spiraling down into insanity, ladies and gentlemen. Where are we going? Ooh. There's the screamies. Oh, hit me, boys! I love these whisper talking vocals, though. Oh, it's doing with the bass line. Oh, so muddy. Not gonna lie, this part's pretty cool though. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, what a different vibe. What a very different vibe, man. Well, I was not expecting that, man. Was not expecting that. You know, like I said, I was anticipating, you know, the more intensity stuff over comparing from the Tool side of things, because I wasn't expecting him to do this kind of like weird, this creepy, kind of like atmospheric kind of tone with this like with the talking vocals, like the talking, like the whispery screams. You know, I like that creepy ambience. I like that kind of theme. I like that kind of vibe when it comes to like certain songs. I wasn't expecting that from these guys though. So I don't know if this is what they're normally used to. I don't know if this is like something they just I don't know if this is what they just started doing, you know, some of it's something new to them. I don't know, but I like that. I like that. It gives like a little bit of like a breakup between like the heavy stuff and it incorporates a little bit of the clean stuff as well. But the tone though, man, oh, it's so meaty. Oh, it's so deep. It's so like, it just sounds so angry, man. Just from the rhythm, from the guitars, the bass, man. Oh, it's so muddy. I have no idea what notes they're playing, but oh, it just sounds so nice, so deep on the low end. But I had a feeling these guys were playing on the low end to begin with. I don't know if that's what they always used to do. I don't know if, like, you know, they changed different tunings from different albums. But I felt like they would always be like on the lower kind of like, you know, 8 string, 7 string kind of thing. but from their playstyle. But the playstyle is very groovy though. When they actually start playing in the rhythm and the guitars and stuff like that, it's very groovy, man. Makes you want to dance around, move around, especially with the drum planes and stuff there as well. But it's very very rhyming a little bit like a little Ginger vibes. Maybe Ginger takes inspiration from them, but it's very has that European style like grooviness, old school style metal to them. So I don't know if they're a European band. I think they might be. I don't know. I'm not too sure on that, but from bands that I previously reacted to, and I can compare these guys over to Ginger. I know they're a little bit on the newer side of things. I know Meshuggah is probably a lot older than Ginger, but I feel like from comparing the play styles, I feel like they're just a little bit kind of similar. Just Ginger has like a little more modern twist on that, as the playing style goes. But yeah, man, visual side of things are interesting as well. Like the little spooky ghosts at the end there, kind of interesting, kind of cool, creepy vibe, like I said. But a lot of imagery, very kind of reminds me of a little bit of like Born of Osiris type of vibe with the the creator, the god figure in the background. Just very, because I know they do similar things over there with their visuals, storytelling over there. But yeah, I could hear some influence in there. Could definitely hear some After the Burial vibes when those dissonant leads are coming in over like the rhythm, the grooviness of the rhythm, stuff like that. So I definitely see that they can get their influence from these guys as well, or could be the other way around. I don't know. We're just gonna have to wait and see on that. But there's some elements in here that I can get behind. Like I said, I think this is off their newest record, or their newest, release of songs that came out. So if there's any other old stuff that made me get something a little bit hardcore, a little bit more harder, some a little more like So if there's any other tracks out there that gets into that more of that metal side, more of that like hardcoreness, more of that fast-paced type stuff, be sure to let me know about those ones as well, and I'd be happy to check those ones out. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, so far so good. So far so good. I'm intrigued. I'm keeping my eyes open for these guys, like I said, but it's a different pace. It's definitely a different pace, I would say, because like if they normally do like the slower, kind of like deep, but also have that deep underlining root to their tone, stuff like that, I can get behind it. Like I said, I love the theme, I love the atmosphere, play style. Want a little bit more of the groove action in there, and for my little taste. But like I said, I love the tone, so meaty, so deep. So I'm definitely intrigued to see what more Meshuggah may come my way. So yeah, so be sure to hit that subscribe button, especially new here, because we're going to save everything on the channel. You don't want to miss out on a single one. I guarantee that. And I'll see you guys in the next one.